Up first is the man who did the ad for you on your new shirt, some 90s guy. If you could choose, would you rather be a pioneer of women's wrestling like you are, or have the luxuries of the pioneers the women wrestlers today have? So would you rather be first, or would you rather enjoy what you helped them get?
Well, okay. So define the luxuries of the pioneers of the women today.
Well, I would
Define it.
say seven-figure contracts, travel, creative control in some aspects, depending on who it is, the ability to wed. How about having a family and children? All of those
Well, I
things
mean, that's
were.
a great question because it's not about being first. It's unfortunate that I had to pave the way, meaning that without the luxuries of today. So I am, you know, I'm honored that I got to do what I did, of course, the old cliche, and I'm happy that I was there and I had my job and all that other happy bullshit. But again, being in a time that didn't have it had 0 luxuries for women, 0. Um, and we kept at it. So I think the luxury would be that we built we built the opportunities to have that luxury today, and I, of course, would love to have the luxuries of women today that we built to make it possible, and the women before me to make it possible. Um, and who wouldn't? You'd be foolish if you'd say, "No, I just wanted to be that paver and not have, anything." People are happy. "Oh, yes, I'm glad what I did, and I'm just fortunate that I got to do it." Well, okay, that's great, but none of them could pay their fucking bills. You know what I'm saying? So, um, it is what it is, of course. So, what I say to that is instead of, walking around with your head up your ass and holding grudges and being pissed off at the world or the fucking wrestling world, you work to make it better and continuously and fight for the past, meaning that um we all love history and nostalgia and and all this stuff and what made it today. Whatever is today, there was a past to make it today, correct? So, and then you have this good thing called, as they do in the NFL, called like a reparations of what they do for the people in the past. And I think that wrestling needs to get off their fucking ass and become a union for that to make it possible. So the NFL, the Players Association Union, does just that. So any of the players that work for the NFL, let's say like anyone that worked for WWE, um, they would get a quarterly check for the rest of their life, like the NFL Players Association gives any of their players if they've wrestled, in a WrestleMania, let's say, or if they've worked for WWE. So I know like a basic would be this way you wouldn't have any. Let's go back to this. So let's say every quarter it'd be a basic $10,000 every quarter. So that's like $40,000. So you're going to tell me that that is going to help a lot of the people that gave their blood, sweat, and pave the way for the people that are making millions. And it's a rotation, and it would happen for everybody, right? It's kind of like putting in a fund and it's giving back. And why that doesn't happen, I don't know. The NFL Players Association does it, and I do not understand why it doesn't fucking doing it for wrestling. And I'm sure all the others have their own associations. I don't know for sure, but I know NFL does. Um, and I just anybody that would say no to that, I'd have to question their own reasoning. Like, why don't you think that would be a great idea? Period. So yeah, I think that's how you get by with that. Like feeling, Yeah, it was great back then. Yeah, I paved the way. Great. But I sure would like to be making what they're fucking making today. Absolutely. You can't hate the talent for Christ's sake because we're the ones that made it possible for them to do that. Isn't that what this was all about to make it better? So you can't fucking hate them for it. It's the association and what they're doing with it. You know, they want to keep these legends under contract like myself. Well, if we're under contract, then you know, you should give back, right? Instead of just keep them under fucking contract and not doing anything. Yeah, there's a lot of ways to solve this, and I've got ideas.